Jim Ross signs the biggest commentator contract in the history of pro wrestling. Also, All Elite Wrestling's commentary team has finally been announced. And is Emma, a.k.a. Tennille Dashwood, on her way to AEW? All this, plus so much more, for All Elite Wrestling, right here on Off the Script.
5, delete! This is mine.
Alive with it. People still did. You know, I find it funny how we wake up this morning and we hear the news of Jim Ross circulating around the social media landscape and on Reddit and in the wrestling community. Everybody's talking about Jim Ross. And I find it funny how this is new news to everybody. Like, this is not new news to anyone. I mean, it's a big deal. It obviously solidifies All Elite Wrestling in ways that are getting them ready for the prime time. They're getting ready for Double or Nothing. They want important pieces in place. So, yes, this is big news, but it should not be a shock to anybody that Jim Ross signed with All Elite Wrestling. Not only signed, but signed on the dotted line for the biggest play-by-play commentary position in the history of the business, financially. Why is that? We'll go over that today right here on Off the Script Extra. Also, the rest of the commentary team. I wish I was included. I only joke. I have a lot of work to do on my end, and hopefully one day I will get there and be a part of something like All Elite Wrestling. But the rest of the commentary team has been announced. Also, RVD. Yes, Rob Van Dam, former WWE champion, ECW legend, has signed with Impact Wrestling. That's a shocker. I didn't know that. I didn't know RVD legitimately wanted to come back and do this pro wrestling thing at 48 years old. Also, Emma, a.k.a. Tennille Dashwood, former Ring of Honor Women's Champion. She is now a free agent. I was going to save this news for the takeover portion of my coverage this week, but I figured I'd talk about it here. I don't think Emma is going back to the WWE. In fact, I don't think Emma is a good fit for the WWE right now. And we'll talk about her and the interest that she is commanding from other individuals right now on the independent scene, other companies. We'll talk about Emma as well right here on Off the Script Extra. Make sure you guys go and check out everything that you might have missed this week, including Off the Script last weekend. We go over a bunch of topics, mostly about Charlotte and Asuka, and more Charlotte and Asuka, and then Vince McMahon and the Fox deal with WWE. SmackDown going to 3 hours. I hope to God not. Monday Night Raw, the go-home show, one of the worst go-home shows of all time for WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan shows us how much of a brilliant man he is before WrestleMania. Life lessons with Daniel Bryan. If you didn't sit down and pay attention to the man's words of wisdom, you did something wrong with your Tuesday night, man. Make sure you guys go and check all that stuff out right now, live on the channel. Where do I find it, JD? Well, A, you should go check the channel out, and B, that little I that you see in the top right corner, click it. Everything you need is right there, so make sure you guys go and check all of that stuff out on the channel today. If not today, sometime this week if you did miss them. Follow me on social media, both on Instagram and Twitter, at JD from NY206. This will be imperative for your week ahead, believe me. Make sure you guys go and do that. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. More importantly, hit that subscribe button if you guys want the best coverage of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and All Elite Wrestling. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. If you guys want to support through the Patreon page, it is there for you. Feel like I gotta mention it because it's the week. It is the week in which I will be meeting hundreds of goons at Hooters, 155 West 33rd Street, New York City, right across from Madison Square Garden. That is right before NXT TakeOver New York, where we are guaranteed to have a new NXT champion. We'll talk about that tonight while we cover NXT. Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling versus Adam Cole, baby, for the NXT Championship. My number one match of the week. That one is, believe me, they are going to tear New York City a new asshole. I firmly believe that. Friday, April 5th, 1 to 4 p.m. Make sure you guys come and hang out with me and the entire Hooters staff. It's going to be a fucking awesome time, man. Come on out, and I hope to see you guys there for the official off-the-script meet and greet. This is the biggest meet and greet that I've ever done, so come on out. Should be a good time, man. All right, enough of me talking. You guys want All Elite? I'll give you fucking All Elite. I am the official Chief Information Officer. I have to do my duties. So let's go, man. Let's talk about this Jim Ross situation. Now, listen. I want to get my opinion out there before we read the news on Jim Ross and the All Elite Wrestling commentary team. I love Jim Ross. Jim Ross is the greatest play-by-play man that this business has ever seen. Yes, he is older. Yes, he is not the same Jim Ross that we knew of when he was calling Stone Cold's title reign, and he was the voice of the Attitude Era with Jerry the King Lawler, one of the most iconic play-by-play color commentary teams that this business will ever see. Nobody will ever duplicate what those men did. They are an elite company. They were around when I was in the middle of this pro wrestling love that we've all had since childhood. Okay? Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Tony Schiavone, Vince McMahon even. You know, Jesse the Body Ventura. Guys like that, they will never, ever be duplicated. Tony Khan waited for Jim Ross for months until his contract ran out. We all knew Jim Ross was going to be the play-by-play man for All Elite Wrestling. WWE didn't do anything with him. And I don't really think he wanted anything to do with the WWE. It's not that difficult to figure that one out. A lot of people right now don't want anything to do with the WWE, and the only reason why people want anything to do with the WWE right now is because of the financial backing and the revenue that they're bringing in, and you'll be handsomely paid. Simple as that. If you don't value your career, you'll go to WWE, because right now, creatively, I don't know why anyone would want to go to WWE. That is where people go to creatively die. That is why respected people like Dean Ambrose are on their way out of WWE. That's why some people have not signed with the WWE and have opted to go to All Elite Wrestling or, in worst case scenarios, Impact Wrestling. So, Jim Ross coming to AEW is not that big of a surprise. Now, with Jim Ross's recent work in WWE, the one that stands out is the Mae Young Classic. I thought his commentary performance on the Mae Young Classic was bland, it was boring, it was uninspired, it was downright one of the worst situations I've ever seen Jim Ross perform in. And having Lita next to him really didn't do any favors. You had an uninspired Jim Ross with somebody who really never did the commentary thing in Lita. That's a recipe for disaster. I remember when he did the Tyler Bate Pete Dunne match at TakeOver Chicago for the United Kingdom Championship. I believe that was their match of the year. And he sounded good there. He sounded good there. He was with Nigel McGuinness. They all sounded very excited. That crowd really amped everybody up, as Chicago can only do. I love my Chicago folk. But Jim Ross, as far as WWE goes, they really didn't do anything with him. And I'm sure that his age plays into that aspect. Jim Ross is too old. Jim Ross has seen his day. We don't have any use for Jim Ross. We want a young, vibrant, youthful voice to do what we need to do as far as WWE goes. Yeah, that might be true, but everybody that you have is nothing but a fucking corporate puppet who reads off a goddamn script that has Vince McMahon yelling in your fucking headset, they come off sounding robotic and unoriginal. You talk about uninspired. Just look at the WWE commentary fucking teams. Monday Night Raw has one of the worst commentary teams I have ever seen in the 33 years I've been watching this fucking sport. They are god-awful. Renee Young's got to go. Corey Graves has fell out of favor with me. And Michael Cole, got to go, bro. Got to go. His voice is so outdated, it gives Monday Night Raw that fucking, oh my God, I fucking hate this show feel. His voice does not grab the viewer's attention. Why did Jim Ross get a huge, lucrative, historic contract from All Elite Wrestling? Is it because of his voice? Is it because of what Jim Ross continues to do now better than anybody else? No. No. His voice is iconic. His voice will always be iconic. This was a decision by Tony Khan. Tony Khan signed Jim Ross because Tony Khan and everybody that is associated with All Elite Wrestling are fans of pro wrestling. When you think of greatest of all time, you think of Jim Ross. Tony Khan paid Jim Ross the biggest commentary contract in the history of this business because Tony Khan is giving back to Jim Ross in ways that we can only fucking dream of. Tony Khan respected Jim Ross for everything that he has done, and the fact that Jim Ross is a huge part of Tony Khan growing up, that the only way that Tony Khan could even show his gratitude, the best way, I should say, for Tony Khan and the Khan family to show their gratitude towards Jim Ross is to bring him on in and give him the fucking spot, the desired spot of man behind the fucking booth, man behind the microphone for All Elite Wrestling commentary. Jim Ross is such a fucking legend that Tony Khan wanted him to be the voice of All Elite Wrestling because that's how important Jim Ross's voice is to Tony Khan. Jim Ross's voice will forever be important to our childhood. That's the way I see it. You want someone that fucking embodies your love for professional wrestling? That is Jim Ross. Who they pair him with, I don't know, but I got the news on that. This is a major signing. A signing that is not shocking at all, but a major signing nonetheless. Cody Rhodes is excited about finalizing the AEW broadcast team. With the commentary team they are bringing to the table, it's not hard to be thrilled about AEW's future. Now, Alex Marvez, not familiar with him at all. I don't know of his prior work. He will be on the commentary team, and in a very interesting role, he was calling a match with Austin Theory as the main event of All Elite Wrestling. Now, Austin Theory is, of course, I believe he's still the Evolve World Champion. That might have changed since the last time I seen him. I got a poster on the wall with Austin Theory versus Johnny Gargano, main event non-title match, back from January 19th in Queens when I went to go see that show. Austin Theory is fucking money. Now, I'm not sure, like I said, if he's still the Evolve World Champion, but Austin Theory, in theory, everybody's theory is that he'll end up in NXT, because Evolve and NXT have a working relationship, and several NXT stars have worked Evolve shows. And Austin Theory himself, at the age of 23, I believe he has strongly hinted about joining NXT regardless. David Arquette was a name that was a part of the mock commentary he did as well. I believe they were giving him a tryout, maybe. This is the reason why these names were being brought up by Alex Marvez. Now, the Young Bucks said that Excalibur is their number one pick, and Cody agreed that he was the anchor of the All-In broadcast. I thought Excalibur did great. I believe Excalibur was also on the Wrestle Kingdom broadcast in 2019, and he was actually a breath of fresh air next to Kevin Kelly and Don Callis, so I thought he sounded great. It looks like AEW might have a 3-person announce team because there was another huge signing to announce, and that is, of course, Justin Roberts. On top of Jim Ross, Excalibur, and now Alex Marvez, Justin Roberts, former WWE ring announcer, will also be joining All Elite Wrestling, and this was apparently a Brandy Rhodes decision. Roberts helped Brandy a lot during their time in WWE. So once a helping hand, forever you are in debt to those who that you help, you know? So I love that aspect. Justin Roberts helped Brandy Rhodes along her way in the WWE. She was always, looking for a way to repay him. That's a fucking great story, man. Especially in this business, especially in any business. Be yourself. Help when you can. You never know who might move on to something bigger and better. You'll never leave their mind. And in this case, Brandy Rhodes always realized that Justin Roberts was a great guy, helped her out when he could, and here she is in the position that she's in, married to Cody, when they need a ring announcer, and they realize that he really doesn't have anything else going on as far as that aspect of his career goes. Let's give him a call. He's got a powerful voice. He's passionate about this fucking business. He wants to be in this business. He never wanted to leave WWE. He was tired of being restricted with his voice. You don't realize how important commentary, forget about it. We all know how important commentary is. You don't realize how important a great ring announcer is. It is their job to get you excited about everything that you're about to watch in that ring. They are the first thing that you see and hear before the wrestlers even make their way out to the ring. You want to be excited before you see those guys emerge from the curtain. Justin Roberts said that Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn, they were restricting his voice. They told him not to sound so excited because it would take away from what was about to happen in the ring. Some weird fucking method of madness is going on in WWE. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't understand that. So Justin Roberts being with All Elite Wrestling, a breath of fresh air. He's going to be able to do what he couldn't do in WWE. He's going to be able to work with people who aren't going to restrict his talent in any way. His job is to get people excited about what we're about to see, and they're allowing him to do that, and are going to allow him to do that. So I love that story. I love that story very much. They made the big announcement that Jim Ross will be joining the commentary team as well. Obviously, it's in the title. It's in the thumbnail. You know it. It's been reported all over. We've seen this coming. But footage of good old JR accepting the job on Road to Double or Nothing was a pretty big deal. Jim Ross signed a 3-year deal with AEW and will also serve as a senior advisor. This was reported by Raja months ago. Ross said he doesn't know what can make him happier than what he is about to start with AEW. He said the opportunity to help present something new is something that he can't pass up. And I think that is the same feeling that everybody else is feeling about All Elite Wrestling. It's something new. And it's very difficult to not support something new with the minds and the passion of everybody involved here. And this is why I still don't grasp the hatred towards AEW. They're doing things right, and they're putting pieces in place to make everybody fall in love with pro wrestling again. Why would you not support that? Jim Ross is certainly a part of that. When asked why he's so set on JR, Cody replied in the best fucking way possible. Because he's Jim fucking Ross. Do you need any more explanation besides that? Double or Nothing, May 25th. Jim Ross is going to be there. This is a great fucking deal. Commentary team is set up. Justin Roberts is in place as the ring announcer. All Elite Wrestling making moves one after the other, getting you excited. Before you know it, we're going to be seeing them on Tuesday night, and Jim Ross is going to be there. And that's another thing. When you're flipping through the fucking channel on Tuesday night and you're coming across TNT and TBS and you hear Jim Ross and you are an old school fan, whoa, what is Jim Ross doing on fucking TV announcing this All Elite Wrestling? You don't think his voice is going to make people stop and listen and watch? This is a great fucking deal by All Elite Wrestling. I'm happy for him, and I can't wait to see what he does. RVD signs a contract with Impact Wrestling. PW Insider is confirming and reporting that RVD has signed a new deal with Impact Wrestling. This will see the whole fucking show appear not only at United We Stand this weekend, but also performing on a regular basis from that point on. The length of his contract was not revealed, but Rob Van Dam will be appearing at television tapings and pay-per-view events moving forward. This could be very helpful for Impact Wrestling, as RVD still has a lot of fans that would love to see him wrestle again. Van Dam is currently 48 years old, but he is obviously in good enough shape to take on his new challenge in this latter portion, I should say, of his career. When I first seen RVD, man, it was back in the ECW days. I was in high school. I was a freshman in high school. I was watching bootleg fucking tapes of ECW. I was buying them off some fucking kid that I knew in high school named Joe Aceto. I don't know why I remember this, but I have very fond memories of these VHS tapes that I used to buy off him for $5 each. He used to go home, tape them, give me a new VHS. I'd go home and fucking binge watch them while I did my homework in high school. And then when I seen Rob Van Dam, especially for a kid who was watching WWE, and at that time he never seen anything like Rob Van Dam. When I first seen Rob Van Dam, instantly became my fucking favorite professional wrestler. And the fact that his theme song was fucking Walk by Pantera, how could you not love RVD, man? And then when I seen him show up in WWE and become a fucking multi-time champion over there, I mean, it was great. Rob Van Dam is a part of my childhood. Rob Van Dam is a part of one of my favorite pay-per-views of all time. It is in my top 3 greatest pay-per-views ever. One Night Stand, 2006, and that took place at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. RVD signing with Impact Wrestling at 48 years old. Yeah, he might be older. He might move a little slower than he used to. But Rob Van Dam, I believe he will add a lot to an Impact Wrestling roster that, honestly, if you look at Impact Wrestling's roster, they're pretty stacked. They got a damn good roster. Everybody from Callahan to Jordan Grace to Tessa to Taya, you know, just on the women's side. Sue Young on the women's side. You got Brian Cage, John Morrison, Johnny Mundo, Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Jr., LAX, Killer Cross. A lot of guys over there, man. A lot of guys over there. And RVD signing with them, to me, that's a pretty big deal. So good luck to RVD, and I think he's going to add a lot to Impact Wrestling. Tenille Dashwood, Emma. She could have interest from multiple companies, including Impact Wrestling. Now, All Elite Wrestling obviously is looking to bulk up their women's division, and at the same time, Impact Wrestling is looking to do the same. Therefore, she might be able to pick and choose which company she wants to work for. The Wrestling Observer newsletter noted that Dashwood could have interest from both All Elite and Impact Wrestling for her services. Either AEW or Impact Wrestling would certainly benefit from having her on their women's roster. It was interesting, though, in the newsletter, WWE was not mentioned as being in the running for Tenille Dashwood either. However, it's also possible that they'll just want to scoop her up so that she doesn't take her services to an All Elite or Impact Wrestling, more notably All Elite. So I could see that happening, but I don't think that really is going to be a case here with Tenille Dashwood. Now, WWE would be foolish not to scoop her up. I love her look. I think she is super talented. She is mega attractive. And she's got literally everything that embodies a female professional wrestler in 2019. She was never given the opportunity in WWE, and that is their fucking loss. They wanted to give her this Emelina gimmick, if you guys remember, and that is not who she is. You know, Emma is never... I never seen anything from Tenille Dashwood. I'm calling her Emma because that's just the way we were programmed to think. I never looked at Tenille Dashwood as someone who's going to flaunt her sex appeal. It just comes so naturally to her, and Vince wanted to fucking throw that out first and foremost instead of her wrestling ability. You know? That they wanted to somehow channel the diva days through Emelina. And this was totally not what she wanted to do. Now, yes, Vince McMahon is coming to you hands-on with the gimmick that he created, and he wants you to live the gimmick. And a lot of people kind of shit on her for, you know, working alongside Vince McMahon and not really being totally on board with it. Like, this is the Holy Grail. Vince McMahon is coming to you, of all people, with something that he believes in, and you need to make a statement to Vince McMahon, and she just said, fuck it. That takes a lot of balls. Actually, I have more respect for her now than anybody that was in that position. Because who the fuck's going to do that? It's about what's here. It's about what's... If you don't believe this is you, or you know this is not you, why fake something? just to get ahead. So in that aspect, I respect the fuck out of Tennille Dashwood. Now, would she benefit from going to WWE? Yes, she would. NXT. I would love to see her back in NXT. And in fact, I honestly think NXT could use another top-level female talent down there at Full Sail. The main roster, they're not going to do anything with her. They're barely doing anything with anybody that's not named Becky, Charlotte, or Ronda Rousey right now. So walking into WWE is not going to be a good career move for Tennille Dashwood. In fact, I don't think there's been enough time away from WWE for them to really miss her. So if I'm Tennille Dashwood, I'm going to AEW because you're looking at their roster, and man, they got a pretty stacked roster as far as the females go. I'm going to All Elite Wrestling because everybody that's in Impact, when their contracts are up, are more than likely going to entertain All Elite Wrestling as well. Impact is going to suffer the most from All Elite Wrestling being around. Because All Elite Wrestling, if they get their stranglehold at that number 2 position, realistically, in the indies, that's where everybody's going to want to go. That's where the money is. That's where the creativity is. That's where the fucking focus is, the spotlight is. Instead of staying in Impact Wrestling is like jumping into the kiddie pool. You're learning how to swim, you know? Then you go to the deeper end a little bit, and that's what All Elite Wrestling is. And then you want to get fed to the fucking sharks, they throw you overboard, and goodbye, we don't give a fuck about you anymore. Chomp, 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 Jaws is about to fucking eat you up. That's WWE. So there you go, the three levels. Kiddie pool, you know, throwing you off the plank, WWE. That's the whole fucking landscape of pro wrestling right now. Tennille Dashwood, AEW, I think, is the best fit for her right now, but we'll see what happens with the woman formerly known as Emma. Finally, guys, New Japan losing another talent. Kushida, we know, is on his way to NXT. He may very well be at TakeOver in the crowd. When they usually spotlight a new talent, we might see Kushida in the crowd at the Barclays Center. But I'm not talking about Kushida. I'm talking about Michael Elgin. His time in New Japan is coming to an end. New Japan announced Michael Elgin did not resign with the company. It is said that the two sides talked and mutually decided to part ways after his contract expired on the 31st of March. Elgin first appeared for New Japan back in 2015 through Ring of Honor's partnership. While performing, he was able to capture the IWGP Intercontinental, Never Openweight Championship, and Never Openweight Six-Man Tag Team Championships. Now, there is some interest from NXT. I don't know if that's going to be as a performer, or I could see Elgin being a fucking great coach down in NXT at the Performance Center. So we'll see what happens with that. Michael Elgin, man, the man, for a guy that size, is very fucking talented. He could move. He's got a great look. And it'll be interesting to see where he ends up. So it could be All Elite. We don't know. We don't know what he wants to do. NXT is slightly interested. There's been some mutual, you know, kind of interest there. So we'll see what happens with that. Or he could just end up as a coach at the Performance Center. It's all on what Michael Elgin wants to do for the remainder of his career. I'm getting out of here, guys. Thank you so very much. We talked about literally everything that was breaking today, and I wanted to get a video out there for you guys. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Please hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you guys want more news on All Elite Wrestling. I got more AEW news this week. I got a video already recorded that's going to be on Patreon in a day or two. I got NXT TakeOver preview and predictions to do with a ton of NXT news about TakeOver New York. WrestleMania preview and predictions off the script. May be one episode and that's it this weekend. Because WrestleMania is 8 hours and I don't want to be sucked dry of just sitting here doing podcasts and then I have no strength to watch fucking 19 hours of WrestleMania. So I'll let you guys know what the schedule is going to be. Keep an eye on the channel. Make sure you guys are up to date on all the new videos, and I appreciate all your support. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JD from NY206 on Twitter and Instagram, patreon.com/JD from NY206. Again, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AEW. Make sure you guys hit that bell for the notification as well. Hooters, 155 West 33rd Street, RSVP down below, April 5th, 1 to 4 p.m. And make sure you guys check out this week's videos off the script from the prior week and Raw, SmackDown, and NXT tonight from Full Sail University, the go-home show for TakeOver New York. I'm getting out of here, guys. Thank you so very much, and I will talk to you all tonight for NXT. I'll see you then.